Good evening, everybody. I want to take your mind off the election for just a few minutes. You know why? So we can focus on our amazing UP athletes. Playoff volleyball, baby. It's an intense time for all, but only one team moves on. So let's see who that is. Negaunee Miners and then the Westwood Patriots. They are going to pick things up in the first set. Miners with the serve. Westwood able to respond after getting over the net. But Miners, they're going to set it up for Natalie Bell, who came with that heat. Miners lead 5-1. Later, the score is now 5-10, and Miners are trying to maintain full control. But you can see here, it's going to be a little wacky, kind of a little all over the place. It's not their best looking sequence. Eventually, they give it over the net. Pats with good passing finds Emma Kurgula with a nice hit. Miners couldn't handle it. Westwood's point. Now, a few points later, Miners with the serve. And Westwood, they're going to go ahead and they're going to get the shot over the net. But Larissa Anderson is going to get in the scoring party. Her shot was nice. Negaunee leads now 15-16. They may have to lead, but as our other sportscaster, Connor Sturgill, told me, it's not over until it's over. Westwood gets the point on that one. Now it's game point for the Miners. It is 14-24. And Negaunee is going to set it up nicely for Natalie Bell, who ends the first set. Bell led the charge with 18 kills as Negaunee advances, winning 3-0. And we got more district volleyball. The Gwynn Mountain is taking on Ishpeming Hematites. At first set of the game, Tiana Taylor trying to start the game with a bang, but Ishpeming able to defend the spike, but not able to put it into play as Gwynn draws first blood. A couple of points later, Ishpeming trying to keep it up close. Some good passes, but the ball sent over out of bounds. Model Town is next serve. Gwynn trying to set it up here, and Lena Play with a nice touch add on to it. A few points later now, and Tiana Taylor is able to spike hers and gets the point right there. Gwynn with the serve. Ishpeming still fighting hard as they send it back over the net. All the fingertips. Gwynn hustling to keep the ball in play. Unable to do that. That's Ishpeming's point. Ishpeming trying to rally, and this is a good start as Faith Lomo puts it on her touch, and they get that one. Now, this time for Ishpeming, it's going to be Olivia Corpse who gets Ishpeming the point. And Tiana Taylor, later on, they're setting up good, and Taylor with the hard spike to the left. Another point for Gwynn. Next, Jordana Hardy. She's going to have a nice hard hit this time, just grazing the fingertips. Gwynn starting to pull away. And Lena Mailu, she's going to be quick with this one for the Model Towners. Next, the serve. But this time, Tori Procquan with the hard hit and the score. Ishpeming fought hard to the end, but Gwynn would end up sweeping the match 3-0. Top 5 plays from this football field weekend. At number 5, you have Marquette's Austin Riddle with the scramble TD. Now, I know they were already up by 30 at this point, but this just shows how dynamic of a player Riddle is and how he can affect the game with his legs, which is going to be very important when they take on Mount Pleasant this week. Great improv play. Up next at 4 is Lake Linden's QB Brandon LaVinge in his second TD run of the quarter. I said last week that Forest Park needed to contain LaVinge and Caleb Klein in order to win that game. But when LaVinge gets in the zone, he's a very hard player to stop, especially in open space. The number 3 play goes to Ojima Heights via Crate's TD run on the FLIVERS. Now, alright, so I know this team isn't in the UP, but y'all, his run was fantastic. The amount of broken tackles and how he finally got his team on the board was big. But FLIVERS still won. Despite that, still a great play on the Falcons' part. And at 2, we got Nathan ERVA's big touchdown run on the Copper Kings. Calumet held Houghton's ground game in check all game. But when he finally broke, it was like a breath of fresh air for the Gremlins. Except they were still down by multiple scores. Still, the amount of work he had to do for this TD was a lot. Great run. At number 1, Caleb Klein turned on the Jets against the Trojans in their playoff win. Klein saw a hole in Forest Park's defense and exploited it. This was one of the most explosive runs I've seen all season, and he didn't slow down as he got closer to the end zone. That type of run is hard to come by, but Klein got a hold of it and didn't let it go. Great play.